Hi, I'm Sally Thibault and welcome to this week's Stronger, Leaner, Lighter show. Today we're talking about how to hold your own truth when the world's gone stark, raving, bonkers. Look forward to sharing this one with you. Well, what a week. Or what a couple of weeks, I guess, for us here in Queensland. As I mentioned in the promo for the show, the benefits of being over 60 is I've had the opportunity to, as you will have had, experience many what we thought at the time were global issues that changed the world. 9/11, the global financial crisis, the Me Too movement, the women's lib, you name it. So many times we have been impacted by something that's gone on in our world that's actually changed it. But I've never in my life ever experienced what's going on right now insofar as the way that we are turning on each other. And this week has been quite the week here in Queensland because we're wearing masks here on the Gold Coast for the first time. And what I've seen is people yelling at other people who aren't wearing them. And where did that become a thing? You have no right to yell at someone else because they don't have a mask on. We were in a supermarket on Saturday, and an older lady, she will have been in her, I don't know, maybe mid-80s. She was tiny. And she came up to my husband and she said, that young kid just yelled at me to put my mask on. I don't have to wear one. Who gives right for a 19-year-old guy to tell an 80-year-old woman what to do? We've totally lost the plot. But, in thinking about all of this, I believe for all of us, for those wise women who just go, something's not right here, and we talked about that last week, if something doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. So today what I want to talk about is how to trust your intuition, number one, and two, how to hold your truth with other people having differing opinions and how you can do that without losing your sense of self, who you are. And there is so much judgment in the world right now. And we have to lead the way, lead by example. And I'm going to share some of the things that you can do right now to help you stay aligned to your own truth without losing yourself or your temper and anger in the meantime. So let me know if you've had experienced any of this in this last week. Whew. So somebody said to me the other day, I don't feel like going out. It's too peoply and too COVID-y. It's like, I don't want to go out there and that. It's awful. It's awful. Just, ugh. But let's have some solutions. Let's create some solutions. And before we go, of course, as always, a big shout out to our wonderful sponsors, NAS Cosmetics. Wow, you just have to try these cosmetics. Honestly, I rave about them all the time. They are so good. And to know when I'm putting on those cosmetics, there is no chemicals in them. They're good for my skin. They give me great coverage. I especially love, my favorite one is their veil, which is just, hides all the wrinkle bits. Somebody asked me the other day, what beauty filter do you use? I don't use one. I mean, Zoom's pretty good because it doesn't pick them all up, but it's the veil. It's the veil. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. I love it. So let's go to how to trust your intuition. So imperative right now that you trusting your intuition. So imperative. There's a lot of stuff going on. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. And if you get to that point in your life where you go, this doesn't make sense, it probably isn't. You're this age. We haven't got here. We didn't come down the last shower. But trusting your intuition, really important because it helps you get through some of this madness in a world that's gone completely bonkers. I think it's gone bonkers. I was watching, we were waiting for the news the other night because of all the fires in Canada near where my kids live, and we were watching to see how the Australian media covered it. We were watching SBS News, and we were watching the first 5 minutes, and I think the word jab was used about, 50 times, 60 times in that 10 minutes with little flashing images. NLP Hypnosis 101. Amazing. And you can see it. When you see it, it doesn't matter whether you choose to get it or not. That's not the question, not the topic. It's just watch what's happening. Watch what's happening. So you trust your intuition to know where you want to go, what you want to do. This is all about you, your choice, your life, your body, your family. This is about you. Whatever anybody else does is got nothing to do with you. And I think we have to be really, really careful we don't get pulled into arguments and discussions that have nothing to do with you or your family. Remember, we talk about the circle of influence. You are the center of your circle of influence. If you're struggling with this right now, just let me know with a like or a heart, or I'm going through this right now. Okay, so let's talk about some strategies to help you trust your intuition. It's paramount. 1, you have to move your body. Your intuition exists within your body. Gut feelings, gut reactions, you know it. You can feel it. And the only way to help you disseminate between stress or fear and intuition is to move the body, keep the body moving, because it helps release the stress, increases the endorphins in the brain, so it gives you a bit more clarity. And I think I mentioned on the show last week where Jerry and I were supposed to drive to Brisbane, and we both had this overwhelming feeling we shouldn't go. We don't know why, but it was in my body, and he was the same. It was like this heaviness, and we trusted it. As I said, I don't know why, and to this day, I don't know if anything would have happened, but it was so overwhelming. And so when you learn to trust your intuition and listen to it and keep doing it, you get better at it. But you have to move your body, whether that's doing dance, whether that's doing walking, whether that's doing strength work, push-ups, lunges, squats, yoga, whatever it is. Get into the habit of moving your body so you're in your body. That holds your intuition. That holds the key. And all your stress is trapped in your body. Letting it go through movement. Really, really important. Number 2, goes without saying, meditate daily. It is the key to in all of this is to meditate. Quiet time. Now, 20 minutes is ideal if you can do that, but if you can get 5 minutes, just quiet, turn things off, just sit and listen, breathe, just focus on your breathing for 5 or 10 minutes. It's paramount. Meditation right now, because of the input from everything else and watching the NLP hypnosis going on, you've got to be able to step back out of that and meditate. Quiet, calm the mind. It just, especially as we get older, really, really important. And if you're like me, that often has, your computer on and like 10 tabs open, flipping from one to the other, ability to meditate is really, really powerful. Number 2, this is principle number 7. Seven in the Stronger, Leaner, Lighter principles is to tap regularly. Now, on my YouTube channel, you'll find lots. So if you just head to YouTube, type in my name, up will pop lots of tapping videos. It's all under Mind, Body, Spirit for women over 50. And I think there's like 20, 30, 40 maybe. And I'm loading up one a week at the moment too. So use EFT to tap, to release that stress. And can I tell you right now, you can just walk around the house tapping. You don't have to sit anywhere and do it. You can just tap walking around the house, in the shower, in the car. Whenever you get that overwhelming sense of, I don't know what to do, I'm feeling stressed, tap to lower those cortisol levels so your intuition can swing into play. But it can't if you're stressed. You won't know the difference between fear and intuition. Number 3. Number 4. This is really important. Reduce inflammatory foods. So foods that cause inflammation, sugar, high simple carbohydrates, alcohol, maybe, depends. Sometimes it's okay. But reduce inflammatory foods so you can really connect with your body. If you're not feeling in connection with your body, you can't listen to it. And inflammatory foods cause all sorts of health issues. So really looking at how you're going to reduce those inflammatory foods again, so you're staying in your body. Stay in your body. All right, let's move on now to the next. So that's the first part, and listening to your intuition. Okay, let's go over it again. Move daily. Move that body. Meditate daily, tap regularly, and watch those inflammatory foods. Drink lots of water. So anything to kind of keep you grounded. Let's move on to the next now. And this is now going to be, so you've got that. You're listening to your issue. Now what you want to do is to be able to speak and hold your truth. In these times when there's such differing opinions. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody has a rule, and they keep changing. So part of the reason that you can hold your truth and speak your truth is to release the expectation of an outcome. If you're speaking your truth and you're expecting to change somebody's mind, it's not going to happen right now. It's just not going to happen. And very often we're expecting to change somebody's mind by speaking our truth. That's not your job. If you're expecting a response to agree within you, you are in expectation of an outcome. I'll say that again. If you're expecting a response in some way to what you say, you're in expectation of an outcome and you're trying to change somebody's mind. That's not what it's about. Your truth is your truth. Again, your job is not to change people's minds. And I think we can get very hung up on that. As many of us as mothers, we're used to guiding our children, having a say, blah, 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 blah. This is not the time for that. And I see a lot of fights happening on social media when somebody posts something and then there's comment. Either way, either side of the fence. The whole purpose of thinking clearly and objectively is to look at alternate sides of an argument with an open heart. And I just got a feeling that's been lost because so many people are in fear. And now it becomes then against us. And I know families, spouses, friends who are in opposition at the moment. And that's part of the plan, I think, is to pit people against each other. If you choose one route, then how are you going to deal with this? And that's your choice. That's your choice. If somebody else chooses another route and that's what they're going to do, that's their choice. It's not up to you to change somebody else's mind. And I think when speaking your truth, what you have to ask yourself is this: am I trying to change their mind? Am I in expectation of an outcome? Because if you're truly speaking the truth, you will feel it, you'll be able to say it, and you'll be able to walk away. I don't care if you agree with me or not. It's just my truth. I'm just stating my truth. Please share with me your truth. I'm not expecting for you to expect me that I change my mind, but I'll take it on board. And that's where you have to move to that space of feeling confident enough to speak your truth without expecting an outcome. Look at where you might comment on something on social media and you're looking for someone to back you up. It's an expectation of an outcome. You're at a family barbecue and a conversation comes around this stuff and you say something and you're looking around for someone to back you up, you're in expectation of an outcome. If you're concerned about what people think, you're in expectation of an outcome. That's not what this is all about. This is about being sovereign, that you are comfortable enough to share your truth, and let it go. But I've been through this in the last couple of weeks where I've said something and I've expected an outcome and it doesn't end well. It doesn't end well. The only thing you can do is to be a living, breathing example of what you believe. That's it. We, many years ago, chose to be vegetarian, pescatarian, we eat seafood. Not my job to tell other people to be vegetarian, nor to justify it. That was our choice. I wasn't going to make anybody wrong or right for not being it. Do we stop hanging around with meat eaters? No. Do we argue with meat eaters? No. I don't care. And exactly the same in this thing that's going on right now. Because you take a stand is not your job to change someone else's mind. It's just you. That's right for you. And that's good. Whatever feels good for you. But it has to feel right, that you're not making a decision from a position of everybody's going to be wrong and I'm going to be right, which is a lot of it, or I'm in fear, or I want to make other people happy. It's holding that sovereign work. And this is where doing the work is imperative. Everything I just spoke about, meditation, move the body, tapping, it is so imperative. You know, I had this conversation with a client during the week and I said, you know, it's easy to do all this inner work in good times. Easy. I'm tapping, I'm meditating, life's going real well, da, 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 da. It's now when the time is hard and you're coming up against challenges, that's when the work becomes imperative. And it's interesting that most people forget to do it. So when they're being challenged, they'll reach for the chocolate or reach for the wine or yell at somebody or turn the TV on and want to chill in front of it. And that's because that's the worst thing you can be doing. When you're challenged, go deep. Go deep. And when you're triggered, you ask, what is triggering me? Because when you get to that point that you can understand, okay, I'm being triggered right now. I'm really being triggered. I'm being triggered. What am I being triggered about? Oh, you know, what is it? You know, I got into trouble when I was 10 for speaking my truth, and I feel like I'm being in trouble again. It could be that you are, you know, you never allowed to speak your truth when you're a child and speaking your truth now, and you're trying to speak truth and no one's listening to you. What's your trigger? And I'm going to share with you now, for me, what I uncovered for me this week. Really powerful. What I uncovered for me. Where was I judging others? Where was I judging others? I had a situation a week and a half ago where I spoke my truth and I was expecting an expectation of outcome. It didn't happen. And it got a little testy. And I'm like, and then I thought, stop. What am I doing here? And I realized as I'm walking around watching others that I'm judging them for their choices. And I recognize, well, if I'm judging them, they're judging me. And then we get into all sorts of argy-bargy. You're right, I'm wrong. Well, where was I judging others? And I realized I do it like that. What do you got that on? What do you think like that? And I, listen to or see people comment on social media and go, oh, what? Where am I? It is not our job to judge. So if you're feeling triggered when you're speaking the truth, ask yourself this: where am I in judgment of others? Because that's what's being reflected back to you. You're being judged too. And I mentioned on the show last week, a manifestation intention tapping, where the core was forgiveness. And it is, I'll be able to share with you in a couple of weeks the magic that's unfolds. Then I can't do it right now because something's unfolding, but right now, magic. Trust me, it works. Go back and watch that show. It works. When you hear something that is not in alignment with your beliefs, forgive them and forgive you. There's a quote in the Bible, went to Catholic school. Quote in the Bible, forgive them, Lord, for they know not what they do. I've been practicing that. I've been practicing that. When I see something or hear a silly comment, see, judgment, hear a comment that's someone that I don't agree with, just forgive them and you. I forgive them on you. I forgive you for where you're at right now and for you trying to push that on my reality. I forgive you for doing that, and I forgive myself for the times I've done it to others in the past. Because that's what it's about. Right? Everything's about forgiveness and non-judgment. And if we're truly intuitive, we don't judge others. When you are, remember to ask, where am I in judgment and who with? How often do I judge? And you know it's easy. It's like, poof, little thoughts go ping, like that. Just judge people. Someone cuts you off, idiot. Judgment. In the supermarket, when somebody's got crap food in their trolley. I'm terrible like that. What are you feeding your children? Like, oh, crap, judgment. God bless you. Forgive myself for the times I didn't feed my children best quality food. Forgive it. Best way you can do it. And that's what being stronger, leaner, and lighter is all about. It's about energy. It's about energy. It's having the strength of belief. It's feeling leaner so that you're not bogged down by judgment, and lighter, because the minute you let go of that, you just feel lighter. Just feel lighter. And I challenge you this week, check where you're judging others. See what's going on in your world. If you're feeling judged, if you're feeling unsafe to speak your truth, where are you not allowing others to speak theirs? Whatever side of the fence they're on at this particular point in time, doesn't matter. But the thing is, where are you in judgment? You can say what you want to say without expectation of an outcome. Can you honestly say something to somebody without waiting for their response to validate you or even argue with you? Where is that happening? Sally, thank you for the reminder about expecting an outcome. Love that. Yeah, hi, Sally. Yeah, we had a big discussion about this. Came up a lot on the weekend and was really, really interesting. We realised that. Thanks, Sandy. Okay, cool. Watch the replay. We'll be right here. So just question, where am I in expectation of outcome? Where am I judging others? Where am I judging them? Because they're going to judge me. Remember, it's all about energy. Everything is energy. And if you're crystal clear on what you want, all manner of opportunities present themselves in order to make that happen. But the same with is where you're at if you're feeling criticized or judged. Ask myself, where am I judging others? Where am I criticizing others? Where am I expecting the outcome? That's being sovereign, isn't it, really? That's being sovereign, is where you are being yourself, speaking. You know, I often think about right now, people like Martin Luther King, even Joan of Arc, who just spoke their truth. And against all odds, how many times have you heard through history, people speaking their truth, standing up, and only years later, Rosa Parks is another one, sitting on the bus. It wasn't about an expectation and outcome. She just believed that was right, wasn't going to move. And she created a movement. So we need a lot of people create movements right now. So finishing up, we're over time again. If you want to find out a little bit more about the Stronger, Leaner, Lighter program, you want to have a chat, 20-minute chat, that's the link you go to. And I'll pop it in the comments so you can access it easily. We are starting in a couple of weeks, the new Stronger, Leaner, Lighter program. I'm so excited about this. I just love this. This has been my 35 years has taken for me to write this thing. And I'm really excited about it. So if you want to find out a little bit more, you just want to have a quick chat, let's have a chat. In the meantime, Thank you all for being here today. And I do challenge you this week. Speak your truth without expectation of outcome. Catch yourself when you are judging yourself. And let me know what a difference it makes, because it will. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Thank you so much for being here today. It's been lovely to have you, and I really do appreciate you spending the time and making the comments. And I shall see you all next week on the Stronger, Leaner, Lighter show, when who knows what our crazy world will look like then. See you later. Bye, everybody.